Hey, beautiful people. It's your girl, Tanya Weeders, ECMG Creative. Hope all is well. And we're here today to talk to all of the mothers and the lovers out there. Tonight. We are extending Mother's Day weekend into the week. Yes, we are still in the midst or the tail end, allegedly, of a pandemic. So, if you've enjoyed a birthday this year and you only took a day, then you need to go back and take an entire month for the day that you were born. And the same holds true for holidays like Mother's Day. We are going to extend it into the week so that you go ahead in the week with a fresh smile on your face because of the lessons that our mothers have been teaching us from the times we were born, right? Or from the time that we were born. So happy Mother's Day to all of you who are watching. To those who are not, listen, hey, in your own heart of hearts, you're mothering someone, you're mothering an idea, you're birthing forth a new thing. So it's happy Women's Day all over again, right? And to all of the men who are out there who are stepping into the mothership role for whatever reason, we honor and salute you on this day as well. So what is we talking about? What we're really talking about is the things that really move you forward in your business are really branding and promoting and relational ideas that your mom has given you. Some of the best mothers in the world give unsolicited advice that we don't agree with in business per se, but some of the things that they do, they are just things that are done out of love. And one of the things that you should always remember in your business and with your brand is just that if it's not done with love, if the intention is off or it's not right, you always have the opportunity to go back and to shift into the things that will let your audience know without you verbalizing to them that you really do have their best interests at heart. So, why are we coupling that also with what happened this past weekend in 2021? Is because it's news, it's trending, and it really does speak to the way one ought to carry themselves in their business as well. So if you're not familiar, there's this platform called Verzuz TV. They just went into a major deal with another company that I believe is called Trigger. I might be incorrect on that, but they merge or have a joint venture with this company, and it's turned into something so much bigger. And this past weekend, it was all about the ladies when we were entertained, quite entertained and educated by the beautiful members of SWV and Xscape. And if you follow me over on IG, you already have my undisputed rendition and my answer as to who the real winner is. But what I want to tell you is it's really important that you take an internal gauge of who you are in your business, what you are about, what you're doing, and what sets you apart from or makes you quote unquote better in the area that your colleague or someone in your same industry is, what they're doing, how they're doing it, how are you doing it differently from them, and what differentiates you from them. And so the reason why we're mixing in the entertainment part is because you can always learn. And if you don't have the opportunity or if you do not recognize the moments where you can create an opportunity to learn and apply to your business, then maybe you ought to be made aware of that, which is now, and then start doing that and see how much faster you get the ball rolling in your business. So, of course, I'm going to say I love SWB because I do. That's the truth. Never mind the fact that they round away girls. Never mind the fact that I knew them back when. What I'm saying is just because you have a few years under your belt, don't think that you can just show up on this new platform and this new way of doing things, even if you're on a platform with people who were in the industry when you first started. That's not the new thing. The new thing is that you have to learn how to manipulate these platforms. Shout out to YouTube. I'm just saying. You have to learn how to use these platforms for the betterment of your business. This was the opportunity for these women to get on and to show that they had everything it is to take to be, showing that they actually earn to be in the industry without having to sleep their way to the top. Right? So what I'm telling you is that that's a whole nother video. We'll talk about that later on. What I'm saying here is never degrade thy brand. One of the first things that your mother teaches you is to put your best foot forward and focus. Your focus should be on the main thing. I had people who were so focused, Coco, on what wasn't going on right, rather than triaging the situation, saying, listen, this is not going to work this way. Let me excuse myself for 5 seconds while they're singing so I can get my situation together and do what I need to do, because we came to have fun, but we also came because we going to sell some of these records, right? That didn't happen. Instead, you had a grown woman sitting up there acting like a 2-year-old. And I love SWV. I think and I believe at the time in the 90s when they came out, Coco was the purest soprano, the best soprano in the game. Not Faith. Coco, right? And all of that. Why should you take a legacy like that and attach that to a negative, nasty, disgusting disposition because the stylist that you shouted out needed to be fired because you came out with your bosoms out? How do I know? Because Taj was in the back talking about she forgot the words on the way to the stage and they had to bleep out your bosom. You didn't feel all that before you came out? One thing Mama taught, do your homework. Had you done your homework, you would have known this ain't my first rodeo, fellas. This is a new game. You came out there like Joan Crawford, and it's a whole nother game. We ain't even doing black and white no more. This is something that's streamed online. It is live. There were over, what is it, 8? What did Swiss say? Swiss said in the last 5 or 10 minutes, 60,000 more people were watching. They came on specifically to see what the hoopla was all about. When was the last time y'all sold out any venue that has 60,000 extra people showing up for you? SWV. And it's horrible, and I hate saying this because, listen. They came up during the same time as New Edition. And I said that on the other channel. I said, if you would take a half a page out of New Edition's handbook, you all would be so much further along than you are right now. But because you got one bad apple, I said something else. A donkey gonna do what a donkey gonna do. But what I'm saying is, you shouldn't let anyone in your business or your organization's negative attitude, and see, that's not an attitude. She's grown. You over 25 years old and you're acting like a 10-year-old. That's not an attitude. That's disposition. That needs to be fixed. That's something that is embedded in her. And nobody corrected it, and nobody cared to correct it. Maybe a couple of 100,000 people telling her about a stank attitude will help. I don't know. And I love Coco's music, but that attitude she could leave back there. They didn't listen to Quincy Jones when he talked about putting together the world famous "We Are the World" recording. He wrote on a jackleg sheet of paper. He wrote with an ink pen, "Leave your ego at the door." And we got that record is still making money. Still making money. Because when you come in with this attitude, you disrupt everything. So what can we glean from that? Listen, don't let anyone on your team, what Mama taught us was, you watch the company that you keep. Because when you know that you are of value and you have someone who's coming into your team, into your space, and you could have been with them for a whole lot of time, and you realize that they are bringing your business and your brand down, you either write them off or excuse yourself. You have to break off from this. It's not even It's like marriage. They are unequally yoked. Taj and Lily was getting it from the beginning. Boom, singing everybody else's song. They forgot the words to their own song, but they were still jamming. And here is this gas face just sitting here like, word, word. You mad, and everyone else is, you got an attitude with them. And I saw it very clearly. You don't have an attitude with them. You have an attitude with yourself. Because nobody told you to try to fit yourself in something that you couldn't fit in. Nobody came and told you that, somebody must have told you wrong. Those girls got up there, and no, Xscape was not singing all the, yes, they had some very, very sour notes. But you know what put them in the running? Number one, you ain't just going to roll into Atlanta like Atlanta ain't Atlanta. Brooklyn girl on deck. I'm just saying. I mean, that's common sense. You don't roll into somebody's situation acting like, they need to, just because Beyonce said that she loved your group, that doesn't, what that mean? She said she loved your group, but she didn't go to you to get her stuff written. Shout out to Candy Burris that she killed that. But come on. So what does this have to do with branding? Make sure that you don't have somebody tearing you down or or breaking your business down. Make sure that you don't have anybody on your squad that can bring you down, because if they can't check themselves and you won't check them, you get what you get, and you should be sitting there looking stupid. Because you have the authority to say, listen, since you will not take ownership of your being nasty and disgusting. Let me tell you something. People say, oh no, you don't know what's going on. Let me get biblical with you. You want to know the number one thing that God hates? A prideful look. He hates pride. Arrogance. You arrogant for no reason. I could see if you got mad and then every song you sung, you open up your mouth and they gave you to sing, you would shut everything down. You didn't even sing. That's what you're known for. Don't nobody know you for nothing else. What else do they know you for? Singing with your son? That's still singing. So come on, knock it off. And it hurts me. It hurts me to say stuff like that because I knew this girl, her voice is magic. And it's a shame. It's a daggone shame. The shout out to Latasha. Is her name Latasha or Latosha? Girl, I don't care what your name is. I know when you open up your mouth, that was it. When you opened up your mouth at what was the name of the group? Xscape. When that girl, the round faced girl that everybody was clowning on back in the day, when that girl opened up her mouth, the windows of heaven was open and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And as an underdog, y'all take notes. If you're an underdog in your business, if you're a startup in your business, I need you to take notes. What did Tasha do? Latasha didn't do nothing. She grabbed that mic, and by the time she was finished, nobody else could touch it because it was burnt up. That's what you do. You thrive in the area where you do the best. You don't sit back and cower down to anybody who's staring you down, who's saying silly things, who got their own bosoms coming out. Who are you to talk about me and my underpinnings are doing better than yours? Who are you? Who are you to do this? So you little small startups, you got to understand. Sometimes it's better to be counted as the underdog. Because as the underdog, you're able to go under the radar. Nobody's paying attention to you because everybody else is talking crap. Right? And let's all agree. Do we all agree that, yeah, there was some side eye and there was some talking too? There was some talking too. There was a lot of inappropriate, I want to say sexual. It wasn't sexual. I was just like, what? Why are you talking about another girl booty? I don't understand. Why y'all playing each other's bongo? Like, that's that Atlanta stuff. That's that Southern stuff. I'm like, look. I'm like, some more. Why does everybody look like they wearing diapers? Stop it. I thought that was like out of whack. And it was cute in the beginning. And then everybody kept talking about her butt. Listen, knock it off. Who cares how they look? Are they out singing you? Then sit down and be quiet. right? So, yeah. Uh, uh, one other thing that Mama taught us was, fix your face and play nice. You may not like them, you may not appreciate them, but evidently they did something to earn being on the stage with you, right? And even if you don't believe it to be so, keep your beliefs to yourself and cash this check and be worth every penny. You are there to entertain. If you they call you to entertain, that's what you better go and you better do. Don't think that this is something cute. Don't think that this is something that could not wreck your career, because you have people who have income, disposable income, who will stream your stuff, but they're not going to take your stuff, right? Be humble, make nice, be kind. And that little kumbaya moment, just because you came out in Air Jordan didn't figure you changed your clothes, but you didn't change your attitude, right? You warmed up a little bit, but come on, knock it off. Knock it off. So what else? Don't degrade that brand. Do your homework, and that's what your girl should have done. Do your homework and understand this is not a game. This is business. And I believe Swiss was talking to Angela Martinez about that. About, this is not just an idea. Like they look at you one way. They mean in corporate America. They look at you one way when it's an idea, but when you have a business, that's something else. That's different, right? So I want us to know, these are things that our mothers taught us. Be kind to one another, make friends, put on your good face, go forth and focus. The focus should have been on the performance. They got up there and they thought that this was karaoke. And I'm trying. You see, I'm dancing around there because because that has been all of us at one point or another. We may not have been as egregious as what we saw, but by the same token, understand that people are watching you, and people are buying into you or they're not, and there is no in between. Either they're buying into you or they're not. And I was so disappointed because, like I said, I what I saw was disgusting. What I saw was something that could have been so much better than it was. And another example that I gave was, you know, Method Man, yum 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 yum, and Red Man. Like, you can't use that as an excuse when you have two men, one from Staten Island, the other one from Jersey, who are high, who got mad because they introduced an intermission, got up there for 3 hours, brought out half of New York, then dipped all the way down to Jersey, and dipped all the way down. They went to Newark, they went to DC. Listen, they got out all these people, and forget RZA. RZA's all the way in LA now. Come on. They got all of these people on their platform. They perform high for 3 hours on 420, and you mad because you got a boobage situation? Word. So, the winner is the Brat. Because everybody was waiting for Mariah Carey to come out. And the Brat was like, no, it's me, but F your couch. And did what you had to do when she was out. So, what is the moral of the story? It doesn't matter whether you are SWV, whether you are Xscape, whether you are the Brat. And can we just shout out the DJs, Spinderella, Epic, just beautiful, beautiful girl. We all shout you out from that salt and pepper situation. We see you, salute. But this guy from Atlanta was killing it. He wins too. It's a tie between him and the Brat, because they were the ones that came in to do what they needed to do. They understood what it was. They understood, and I'll say that for Xscape as well. And even though they were a little nervous as well, they did what they needed to do. And guess what? They had the entirety of Atlanta on them, for them, with them. So for Ties to ask why they are so quiet. You want to know why? You better check your role. Oh, shatakandidia. You better watch your role. Cause you got somebody on your roll, you need to throw them out the ship like Jonah. But you want to be cute and act like it's not what it is. You want to be cute and say, "Oh well, that's our sister and she got an attitude." Let me tell you something. Anybody that is standing in the way of your check, your livelihood, is not for you. And perhaps their attitude is so big, it's too big in order to understand the brevity of it. Tyra Best said it best. You're enabling this girl. You're enabling this person. And you have been carrying this person without realizing how much further you could have been. It was really, it was a spectacle. And I would never call Xscape underdogs, but I'm glad they got their shine. And I'll say it like that. I'm glad that they had a catalog that they could be proud of. Um, that was it was just, it was so sad. So don't let that be you. Another thing that you can learn from Mama is don't let that be you. Use this as a situation, learn from it, and move forward. Again, Coco, I love you. Iyanla, come on. Come on in the room. Jesus, he is my doctor. And he, come on. She that situation needs to be helped. But maybe she's at another phase in her life where she doesn't need music or the industry. But, why would you accept to do something and not follow through? So I want you all to know that if you accept a job, do it. And if you can't do it, communicate that. Let the people know what's going on. What are you talking about? Your feet hurt. Take the shoes off. What's going on? No, your decisions. Nobody told you to put your big feet in them shoes. Everything is your fault. If it's messed up, it's your fault. Listen, you gotta accept it, because if you're willing to accept, oh, that show was dope. You gotta accept when people tell you it was garbage and you're why. So that's really my what you call it. The marketing mindset from a mother. They will work with you until the end of your life. Here's the thing about kids, they will more so do what you say versus doing, they will do what you do versus doing what you say. And if you've done your job well, you'll be able to be a very proud mama. So again, I thank you for this new and innovative way I'm trying this, and please post your comments, and like and share. And remember, you were built to be, we're all marketers. We're all marketers. Kids don't stop crying until they get what they want or something better, or meeting at the end in the middle of the road. And we never grow out of that, at least we shouldn't. And I want you to revisit that so that when you go to represent your brand, you do it well. I want to thank you so much for walking me through this. If there are any Xscape fans, salute. If there are any SWV fans, salute. They did what they could with what they had. And one side did it a little better, and I was so distracted by the brat and the DJ and and the couch and the Ciroc that nobody drank. Yeah. So good night. I'll talk to you later on, and again, chime in, and I'll probably do another video like this sometime down the line. Talk to you soon. Be good. Success looks good on you. You ought to wear that more often.